Hello everyone and welcome. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the complete forward role in Football Manager, and let's get started with an overview of the role. The complete forward is a striker that is a mixture of the other striker roles. Like the name suggests, a complete forward will help out with all phases of a match. In this highlight, the opponent is trying to build out from the back and the complete forward closes down the goalie. The opponent passes into the midfield and our striker sprints back to help in defense. When we win the ball back, he drifts around the midfield looking to receive a pass. This is somewhat similar to a false nine or deep line forward during a transition phase. Our complete forward gets the ball, then makes a pass and we score the goal. But in this highlight, as we're holding possession, he's not dropping deep into the midfield. He's sitting on the shoulders of the defense, much like a poacher or an advanced forward. The midfielder makes a pass and our striker runs in on goal. So a complete forward can help with the build-up play like a deep line forward. They can go to a more traditional striker role like an advanced forward, but they also need to have a physical presence like a target man. In this clip, you can see the complete forward tower over the defender to score off a corner kick. And in addition to all that, they need to be able to close down much like a pressing forward. And while you don't know what a complete forward is going to do at any given time, you can help influence their style of play. And that's because this role has a support or an attack duty. And to explain the difference, I look at it like this. On the left is a playmaker, someone who wants to pass and be involved in the build-up. And on the right is a more traditional striker, someone who wants to lead the line and put pressure on the defense. If you play the complete forward on support, they will have more of a tendency to play like the playmaker. This is especially good for possession-based tactics. If you play on attack, they lean more towards that traditional striker, which is great for counter-attacking style. Keep in mind with the support or attack duty, we're not telling him to play one way or the other. All we're doing is influencing the tendency that we want him to play with based on how we set up our tactic. And this role sounds amazing, doesn't it? Literally a striker that does everything. Well, the catch is that you need an incredibly well-rounded player. And by well-rounded, I mean no clear deficiencies in their game. And to discuss what type of player you need, let's look at one of my tactics. We are Stuttgart in the Bundesliga, where we finished 4th just behind Leverkusen. Our tactic is a 4-3-3 and Serhou Guirassy is our lone striker, a complete forward on support. Looking at his attributes, he is a well-rounded player. Playing in the Bundesliga, or any top league for that matter, I'd be looking for a complete forward to have attributes of at least 13 in each of these highlighted categories. There's a few 12s, namely in passing and vision, but overall he is a quality striker for the complete forward role. And it never hurts to have a striker with a finishing of 17 either. So we have our team, we have our formation, and we have our striker. Let's talk about how I want this tactic to play out. In my last video on the inside forward, I talked about how you can create space by making aggressive runs towards the defense and then having other player roles fill in those gaps. Well, another way you can create space is by using width. And this will spread out the defense and leave gaps. And we can create width just by using player roles. Here's our 4-3-3, and let's start with the left winger who is on the winger role. When we're in possession, he's going to go out wide. I don't need to add a tactical or player instruction. He's going to do that anyway because of his player role. This will stretch the defensive back line. Our mezzala, a half winger, will fill in the gap that is created because he operates in those half spaces. Our inside forward will be our second striker out wide, putting pressure on the opposite flank along with the wingback trailing him. So the two flanks along with the mezzala are creating the width of our tactic. The roaming playmaker will be in the attacking midfield area, looking for any space to be effective, and our inverted wingback will be available as a safety option in the midfield, in case we need to recycle possession. And that leaves the complete forward, but he is a wild card and I don't really know what he's going to do. I have him on a support duty, but honestly, it's kind of up to him. And what I hope you get from a complete forward is that if you have a player that is good enough to be an effective complete forward, then you should be able to trust him enough to make the right play at the right time. I don't like to burden this role with player instructions or extra tactical instructions because I feel there's a mystery to his game that you can lose if you add too many of those instructions. And there's two great things about this, and the first is that there's an unpredictability and a lot of fun watching this role play out in a match. So just from a strictly viewer that you have to watch him play, it's a lot of fun. And then from a tactical perspective, if I don't know what he's going to do, then the defense definitely doesn't know what he's going to do, and that can lead to chaos in a good way for your team. So anyway, that's the complete forward's role in the tactic, which is pretty much whatever he wants. Let's see how the rest of the roles play out by breaking down a match highlight. This is our match against Frankfurt. Our two center backs are helping with a spell of possession. Our inverted wingback, acting as a second midfielder, makes himself available for a pass. As he continues it onto the winger, look at how much width the player roles have created. We have two defenders basically on the sideline. And this gap in the defense here is exactly what a mezzala thrives on. As the mezzala gets the ball, you can see the defense is in real trouble because they have 7 defenders either behind the ball or trailing the play. And I just finished talking about how a complete forward has a mystery to his game and you don't know what he's going to do. Is he going to act like a deep lying forward where he's part of the build-up? Is he going to act like a poacher where he's trying to find those gaps in the defense? Well, Jurasi chose a secret third option, and that was to bully the defender straight into the goalie. Here he is in the center, and watch his run and how it takes the defender straight to the goal mouth. The complete forward plants himself in the most dangerous position he could. This occupies the defense, and as they're trying to gather themselves, they've forgotten to mark the winger, who makes his run into the box and scores the goal. Let's watch the highlight again at full speed and think about how you can create width in your own tactic. Finally, we come to player examples. We'll start with the top level player. We're staying in the Bundesliga. You probably already know who it is. It's Harry Kane. I mean, he's the best playmaking striker in the game. And yeah, his acceleration is a little low for a top league, but I mean, he makes up for it by having insane attributes everywhere else. He has an 18 or above in key attributes: finishing, passing, composure, decisions, teamwork, and vision. His player traits add to the game as well, including tries killer balls often and tries long-range passes. For the lower league player, we go low-ish, kind of, to the second division of Italy and Parma. Yoann Boni has a great attribute distribution, including dribbling, anticipation, off the ball, balance, and strength. And that attribute distribution is exactly what you want to look for in a complete forward. No clear deficiencies in their game. And finally, we're going to look at a new gen youth prospect. But the thing to keep in mind with youth players is they're very rarely going to have the ability to play as a complete forward right away. Someone like Adair from the Osasuna Youth Academy could turn into a good complete forward, but he has low physicals like jumping reach, pace, and acceleration. And it's tough for those youth players to have the attribute distribution you need to be a complete forward. Oftentimes they'll be amazing in one area but struggle in another area. And what you can do, as in Adair's case, if he was on my team, I would use him in his preferred role, like he looks like a pretty good deep lying forward. I would use him as a deep lying forward, but then train him as a complete forward and see if we can boost those other attributes. Anyway, that is all for today's video. If you've made it this far, thank you for watching the whole thing. As a little reward, I guess, I'll give you a hint at the next player role video. It's actually from this same tactic. So we'll be with Stuttgart again, same formation, team, all that good stuff. It won't be the roaming playmaker. I'm still tweaking the tactic, trying to get that role exactly where I want to showcase the best of its ability. So no roaming playmaker. We've done the inside forward, we've done the wingback, and now we've done the complete forward. So if my math is correct, that leaves 7 player role ideas left. Let me know in the comments which one you think it is, which one you hope it'll be. If it's not the one you hope it'll be, I'll get to it eventually, I promise. Anyway, that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching.